That's fine. We've got a lackey. I feel like if we have a lackey, we should probably keep. But I could see how that could go wrong. Alright, you have seen our hand, Senior Bob. I'm not gonna lie to you. This doesn't look good for us. So, yeah, I'm gonna. So I could recruiter for a gem palm incinerator. Then I don't even have the mana to do it. I could. I'm literally never gonna get in with this lackey. I could get a sharpshooter. Alright, I believe we're dead. I'm just gonna play a lackey and pass. And let's just see what our opponent. Make sure our opponent's on PO. I could get a sharpshooter and like kill all the monks if they don't keep an instant up, but seems like that's not very likely to happen. What is happening? Okay. Accept. I don't know why we didn't play spells pre-combat. This has got to be a bait, right? Well, I can Sting Scourge this thing. But that might play into Force of Will or something like that. I can't imagine that we have to be getting baited. But I don't think we can win if we don't try. I don't think we want to Sting Scourger first. Alright, I'm gonna take the bait and then we can concede if they have a spell. The reason I don't want to play Sting Scourger first is because if their spell is Force of Will, then it's a real problem. Alright, so they should have a Swords to Plowshares. Yeah, I would have just done that on your own turn. So we're not playing its PO, so that's good to know. I'll give it another draw step. We really needed to hit a land there. I just want to know what our opponent's doing. It's not very common to see Mentor. I guess it could just be Jeskai control, like Lalo. I forgot how to say his last name. Just Jeskai control with all the Moxen. Happen to have Mentor in their draw. Kind of what it seems like it is. I actually don't think we were like 100% dead to this Mentor the way their hand came together. Like we had the ability to. None of these plays are very good. We had the ability to sharpshooter down these monks. I really do think so. Especially there, where they were tapped out of blue and white mana. I just like to see a couple more things. Chops. PO is not bad. What's your background in Magic, Leviathan? What do you like to play? What do you play in other formats? What do you like to play? It's much easier to start playing Vintage with a archetype that you have some familiarity with. Combo. All right, then PO is probably the best place to start. And as it happens, I may or may not have 50 leagues and 18 challenges with mostly PO on my YouTube, so you can go check that out if you want. What am I gonna do here? No, but PO I think is pretty much the best combo deck in in Vintage. So I have a bunch of challenges with playing PO, so you can check those out if you want to learn more about PO. I'm just like, none of these things do anything, so let's just go to the next game. But yeah, PO is also one of the strongest decks in Vintage, so that's a good. I still don't think they're on PO here. PO playing a Swords would be very interesting to me. I don't know why you would need a Swords in your main deck. I assume this has got to be some kind of Jeskai deck. Yeah, I don't know what the ticket difference is, but I don't think we want a Sting Scourger in this matchup. I really don't think we want a Sharpshooter either. I don't exactly know what they're playing, so I'm just gonna keep a couple Pyroblasts, but I do want to leave in some creature removal. Alright, I'm just gonna throw in the Pyroblast and try that. We might not have enough mana sources in our deck. It definitely seems possible that we're just running too few mana sources. But I still don't want to make a green mana. I still don't think we should mulligan hands with turn 1 Lackey, but this is a Mental Misstep deck, so maybe we are supposed to. I was about to say that right before I got Mental Misstep too. Alright, we hit a Ruby, so we keep jamming Goblins, which is nice. Still don't want to jam Recruiter. We're not really in a position where we can use it. It is nice that we have double Food Chain and Recruiter, though. We do hit a mana on our next turn. We get to, so this is going to be a Swords to Plowshares. We've first a lot of Swords to Plowshares today already. If we do hit a mana on our next turn, we can jam Food Chain for a couple turns, and then if we do resolve a Food Chain, then we can Recruiter, and it'll be good. It's going to be a Jace. Back Faden, Jesus. So it is Jeskai with... Huh. You can't have Ancestral again, right? Oh, you have Gush? Yikes. Pretty good. That does mean we're not losing our Ruby, which is nice. Which is, I think, a little odd. They know we missed a land drop. And they've already used their land drop. I don't think it makes very much sense to make this play as our opponent. I think I would just steal this Ruby like 100% of the time. But time to start jamming some Food Chains in here. I think we're starting jamming Food Chains. I don't know how long we're going to have this Ruby for. So we should be able to go off if we don't lose the Ruby and the Food Chain resolves. Because we get Recruiter, have 1 extra mana. Recruiter makes 3 mana with Food Chain. So then we have 4 mana. 4 mana hits the Ringleader, so we can just set up our library so we get all our Ringleaders. Did I keep Squee in? Yeah, then we can just get a Squee somewhere in there, make infinite mana, and kill them somehow. Figure it out when we get there, right? This is sitting on the stack for a very long time. That's interesting. I sure hope we hit a Cavern next turn. A Cavern would be probably the best draw. We do have to realize that during our combo, we can get counterspelled. Snapcaster. What are we snapcastering? Preordain? You need to play a land for that, friend. Okay. Sure. This is the way our opponents have sequenced this game is a little confusing to me. I don't know their hand, so it's hard to say that's wrong, but it's just confusing to me. Doesn't make a lot of sense from what I've seen. Alright, so the ruby finally got taken, that's correct. We didn't hit another mana source, but we hit a matron though, which is pretty good. So they pretty much have to counter this, I would assume. That resolved. Alright, well, let's figure out how we stack this. So I think, so search for a number of cards, and then shuffle, and then reveal them. I'm just gonna get all of the cards first. That's what I do, right? And then I've never resolved this card, so I hope this is correct. The way Moto is wording it, it says grab all the cards and then order them, I assume. Okay, so I have all the goblins. Hit okay. And now I need to stack them. So I can just stack all of the ringleaders at the top, right? First card will be the last card drawn. So we don't really need lackeys. We don't really need an incinerator or matrons or more recruiters. And then if we just do, I want to put some ringleaders in the top. So I need to do 4-card piles. How many more? 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. We already have like enough. Put Crater Maker, pile drivers. I think we can just put all the ringleaders in like the top couple sets. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. I don't know. This is probably fine. Something like that. So we have to draw the ringleader still, right? We just have to wait till next turn and hope our food chain is still there. We kind of want our recruiter still be there as well. We can't really do our matron because that will just screw up the whole thing we just did. We could upgrade our recruiter to a war chief right now if we wanted to. But I don't think there's a reason to do that either. Alright, so we kind of probably killed ourselves if they have a removal spell. Yeah. So now we die. Because, well, we have to wait until we hit a 2-drop. Did I put a 2-drop in the way I ordered it? I should have put a 2-drop in the way I ordered it so we could upgrade to a 3-drop. Yeah, I didn't think about that. So this kind of made it a little rough for us. So we have to draw a ringleader for 2 turns, and then we draw a 3-drop. So we're just never going to be able to play any spells for the rest of the game. This is unfortunate. Losing the ruby is really bad. What I needed to do is put the Skirk Prospector or the Crater Maker in one of our top couple cards so that if we did lose our mana guy, we could still play a 3-drop and then make a 4-drop. Alright, they have a mentor, so we're just gonna die to mentor before then anyways. Alright, yeah, mentor ancestral, sure. Alright, so this is good. We're learning how this works. Definitely didn't stack that correctly, but it turns out that the way we stacked it doesn't really matter.